Hey, what's up guys? I'm Alan.
This is Hunter.
And today we've got an awesome video for you. This is our new NVX QBSTA high performance spare tire subwoofer enclosure. It's amplified 300 watts RMS. It's got an 11-inch woofer built into it. So it's really cool all in one unit. And today Hunter is going to give us a rundown step by step on how you would go about installing this in this 2023 Chevy Bolt EUV. What's awesome about this product is it actually works with factory audio systems, or if you have an aftermarket audio system. So it does take speaker level input and low level input for both, like I said, factory and aftermarket, as well as it has a signal sensing turn on. So in some applications, you don't even have to run a remote wire. Well, Hunter's gonna give us a rundown on all that step by step. We're gonna show you how you can install this in your own vehicle and add some more bass and improve your overall audio experience. So Hunter, take us away.
Before we get started, I want to mention that I always recommend a high quality amplifier kit like our XK82, which has our oxygen free copper. And this install is going to be very simple. All we need is 12 volts, ground, and signal. So let's get started. So now we're underneath the hood, trying to figure out our best way to route our power wire. So we kind of already have it set up in our minds. I'll just go ahead and explain to you guys what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and pop our top off here. And we're gonna remove this bolt, not this one, and remove this completely, put our ring terminal on, and then we're gonna route our wire this way, around this little loop, and then put our fuse holder right here. With this vehicle, we're gonna remove the negative, disconnect that completely. Just to be on the safe side. You really want to do that when installing any sort of electronics. All right, so getting started. All right. All right, now we're gonna add our fuse holder. I don't know if you guys can notice or not, but I've removed the fuse so it doesn't, while we're working on it, it doesn't arc all over the vehicle and all that not so good stuff. All right. All right. So now we're gonna feed the rest of our line in, now that we have everything secured.
We're going to be laying some sound deadening material down in the trunk here. Now, of course, this step is not required, but if you want to go the extra mile and put down a couple sheets, this can really improve your overall sound quality and reduce any kind of resonance that you may have. This is not uncommon and stuff that we typically do when we usually deaden any vehicle that we either want to make quieter or we're looking for better overall acoustical performance. So this is what I recommend. This is one of my favorite products that we make. This is the SDRF20. This is a 20 square foot kit. It comes with 5 sheets, 18 by 32. And this is our tri-layer mat. So this has your typical butyl rubber, your aluminum layer, but then it also has the foam layer here, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple sheets laid down here in this area. So now it's cut to shape. This makes it a little bit easier. You can see I'll pop it right in here. And it's just about a perfect fit with the floor. Now, of course, we're gonna hit some of these other edges and the top. All right, so I went ahead and wrapped up the deadening in the trunk area. So as you can see, it's all done. And if you can see it's a lot more solid than it was originally. It was very tinny. And as I mentioned, it's not something you have to do, but you know, we just decided to kind of go the extra mile here and kind of do it right.
All right, so we ran the wire through the grommet, got it all through, and we did that via a grommet poker. And it basically just sticks through the rubber of the vehicle like a grommet where your wire harness comes through. And you can feed your wire through easily. And then after everything's all through, you can just remove the grommet poker by sliding it down your power wire. And this vehicle was about a 2 out of 10 in difficulty. Some vehicles can differ, but yeah, this one was pretty easy. We're down here by the radio now, which on this vehicle, the radio's underneath the dash on the passenger side or behind the glove box, however you want to state it. And we have found our 2 front door signal wires here. We're going to go ahead and tag into these via military splice, and I'll go ahead and show you guys the proper way to do so. And we don't normally do this, but we're going to give you guys the wire colors for this vehicle and its location. So the location is right here. Not sure how well you guys can see that, but this is the radio, and it's going to be the gray plug towards the firewall. So what we're doing here is we're going to poke a hole, like so. So we're going to take our positive here, stick it through. I like to twist, and then crush, and twist. Some people even solder past this point, but realistically, as long as everything's done correctly, you don't even have to solder it. So let's go ahead and do negative. All right, now what I do is I wrap all those wires back up, about a round of electrical tape, so it doesn't get too hot and try to unravel, which no matter what, after some time it will, with the heat and the hot and the cold. And then, you don't have to do this, but personally, I like to wrap it back up with a little bit of test tape, gives it that factory look again. Then we just plug it back in.
All right, guys, so we're getting pretty close to being done here. We went ahead and ran our signal from the front to the back. On the passenger side, as you can see here, using the speaker wire that's included in the X-Kit 82 amplifier wiring kit. On the driver's side, all nice and tested taped, we've got the 8-gauge power wire that's run from the battery that you guys all saw earlier, as well as the remote bass knob cable. Now Hunter's just kind of wrapping up the plug that he's soldering for signal, which he will attach here in just a few minutes. We also, if you take a quick peek, took the included 8-gauge ground from the amp kit that's already pre-terminated and bolted that down with a nut and a washer to the factory grounding point that's not used in this particular model. And so once everything's wrapped up and nicely soldered, we'll go ahead and pop it in here and plug it in. We also did one little quick mod right here. So as mentioned in the beginning of the video, this car does not have a spare tire. It does have the hub for one, which is why this still works in a car like this. We took just a blade and cut this out here so that way it would fit around the spare tire subwoofer box. So that way you could still utilize some of the space underneath the panel where the subwoofer spare tire box goes.
So now we're gonna cut our signal to length and solder our connections. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. All right, so now we're gonna make our power connections. Just getting it set up to cut to length. All right. Now we're gonna throw the fuse in, test, make sure everything powers up. So let's go do that.
Base knob's all the way out.
I'm gonna hold it down.
All right, guys, so it's all wrapped up. Everything's all back together, and it turned out amazing, and it sounds really good. We're going to give you a demo in just a second, but one thing I wanted to highlight here about our spare tire box, it's unique, it's different than anybody else's out there. It's the first spare tire box out on the market that actually has top mount amplifier control. So why is that important? So why does that make ours special? Well, that means everything's built into here. So your gain, your bass boost, your subsonic, your phase, all that is built right into the controls here, where all of the other competition that's out there, their boxes have a big, almost like TV remote, I guess, so to speak, and all that's built in there. So you have to stick this big remote on your dash or hide it, so it's not really aesthetically pleasing, whereas ours actually has just a standard, conventional, simple bass knob, so makes installation a lot cleaner. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that demo. As you can see, that really brings life to the audio system in here and gives you a pretty substantial amount of bass. In fact, I had to turn it down because it just really overpowered the highs. So it's definitely a great addition for most people looking to add a little bit more bass to their ride. As you can see, it takes up no space. Lastly, I wanted to leave here with showing you the bass knob that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, when you compare it to some of the other ones that are out there that have a big remote control, this is just your standard bass knob. So for more information on the NVX QBSTA spare tire amplified subwoofer box, please visit nvx.com. We'll include the links below, and of course, make sure you like and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. I'm Allyn, and I'll see you next time.